Pitt, Youngstown State today. A game that you can't look over. Was a trap game in my opinion. Pitt looked great in the first half. Quadri scored 2 touchdowns, was running the ball hard. I was very impressed with his first half abilities. Max Brown, I feel like he was a little limited in the offense. Did look to take any shots down the field on purpose because they're going to be playing Penn State next week. They didn't want to show anything to Penn State. Defense looked all right. I still think they have to shore up the back end. Whenever you run cover 4 so much, and they were very vanilla on both sides of the ball. They had to be. They don't want to show anything for Penn State next week. But whenever you run cover 4, it's like a man scheme. So you have the safeties on the inside guys and basically the corners on the outside guys. And this was the same problem as last year. You have to shore up your man coverage ability. Whether it's if you have help on the outside with the safeties, I mean, why not run a cover 2 man concept, cover 2 man? You have guys that are safeties in the back end helping out the corners. I feel like they still lack that ability to produce at that level on the back end. Helping out the DBs, you need to have a great pass rush. And in the first half and the second half, I feel like Pitt did not have a great pass rush. They need to get after the quarterback, especially this week coming up with McSorley and with Saquon Barkley. Saquon Barkley, I mean, he's unbelievable. Don't want to really move ahead, want to do a little, but I mean, it's realistic. They're going to be playing Penn State next week in Penn State. Saquon Barkley, McSorley, those are 2 great players. You have to shore up the back end and you have to get a pass rush on the quarterback or they're just going to have a field day. Youngstown State, I knew what they were going to bring to the table. They lost the national championship last year at FCS. They were a team that, and Bo Pelini too, and he came from Nebraska and having Jim Tressel. I mean, you have a lot of ears and a lot of knowledge there as a Youngstown State team. I was impressed with Youngstown State. They hung in the game, second half, came back, worked hard. I mean, at the end, I knew Pitt was going to pull it out at some point, but at the end, they kind of, I mean, that was a bad interception at the end, in the end zone for Youngstown State. But I was impressed. That's a team that you cannot overlook, and they came in there and they played well. I feel like the offensive line for Pitt was tired in the second half. It looked like they, in the first half, they were mauling guys. Second half, they looked like they were lackadaisical, maybe had a little bit of camp legs. I don't know what it was. They looked tired. They looked out of energy. But all in all, I feel the defense needs to get after the quarterback if you want to beat teams like Penn State and Oklahoma State and play in this ACC division. Max Brown, I think that they'll let him loose a little bit next week. I think they're going to see more play action. They're going to throw deep routes, more deep routes, post routes, fade routes. Jester Weah had, 1 catch for a touchdown. You'll see more of him next week. He's a dynamic player. I think he's a second-round talent as a receiver. It was nice to see him get a touchdown because I was a little upset, to be honest, to see that he didn't touch the ball all game because of his playmaking ability. Quadri Henderson's Quadri Henderson, and he was the highlight to me of this game. Not that he had any big plays, any dynamic plays, but he's just on another level of speed if you watch him. Watch him next week, even against Penn State, whether it's Youngstown State or Penn State, another level of speed. Great returner, great runner. I personally think that you'll see more of Henderson in the passing game next week. That's my bold prediction. But all in all, Pitt had to win this game. You couldn't look over Youngstown State. Second half, I feel like they just kind of let loose a little bit, and then they had to tighten it up at the end. But next week should be a test for Pitt, for Penn State, up in Happy Valley, 100 and some thousand fans. It's going to be exciting. I can't wait to be there and watch it. Glad Pitt got the win today, but it's time to shore up some loose ends in the back and up front on defense, and on offense, let Max Brown loose. This is Dorin Dickerson from Pittsburgh Sports Now.